And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the New Orleans Saints episode. And sadly, we do not have a guest tonight. We actually did have a guest on the docket for the Saints. It just didn't work out for us. Scheduling conflicts and such. So we will move on without a guest. Hopefully Ray can take advantage of it in trivia today.
Yeah.
And Drew, who is your number 4 Mount Rushmore for the New Orleans Saints?
Oh, well, my number 4 is actually Archie Manning.
Oh,
it's also my number 4.
Okay.
So 2 Archies.
Well,
No.
he did not make my list.
He's not on my list, but I like the pick.
Yeah, he was heavily considered with his 35 and 101 win-loss record.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put any quarterback
Poor
you
guy
want in
just
his
got destroyed.
situation. No one was going to win with that Saints team. They were called the Aints for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's his stat line?
He's only a 2-time Pro Bowler. He's got 23, almost 24,000 yards and 125 touchdowns.
What are the INTs looking like?
More than touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many
Yes.
rushing yards?
Hold on, I got you. We got 125 touchdowns to 173 picks.
Yeah.
His rushing yards. Hold on, I gotta scroll. Adjust it back there. Rushing yards for his career. He has 2,200 and 18 touchdowns.
He's probably doing more running than what's actually recorded on.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely doing some running around for his life. He led the league in sacks 3 times.
Yeah.
His
Surprised
rookie
it was only 3.
his first 2 years in the league, he was sacked 40 and 43 times, and both led the league.
This is back in the day where they're not dropping back every other player
Yeah,
there
this-
now.
Right.
Yeah, and he led the league in sacks his rookie year, and he only played 10 games.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 40 sacks in 10 games.
That's awful.
Oh, my.
Whenever anyone talks about him, it's always, Archie Manning was great, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the
Then it
Saints were
shows
awful.
highlights of him getting absolutely killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him getting murdered.
The fans having paper bags on their heads.
I mean, I've read a lot about the Manning family, obviously, being a giant Peyton fan, and he was awesome in college from
Oh, he
everything
was.
I've read about.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
He was good for Ole Miss.
I have the Manning documentary book and stuff, and they have that documentary on, it's like an old ESPN documentary, I think. I've watched that. I think it's
That
on
is
like
good.
Disney Plus or something. And he's actually a really interesting guy.
Well, I think he is the reason that Eli refused to go to, was it San Diego?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want his son to deal with a franchise like he had to deal with.
Right.
Him and Phillip Rivers slipped spots.
Yep.
Imagine if Eli did go to San Diego.
I mean, shortly after that, they were really, really good.
Yeah, they were much better than the Giants right after that.
Because, I mean, Breeze was good for a year or two after that, and then he got the whole arm thing and left, and then Rivers took over, and they had a lot of playoff runs and stuff. With
Antonio Gates.
LT.
Yeah.
They had Lorenzo Neal's a fullback. They had Sean Merriman.
Yeah.
Sean Phillips is another
Yeah.
Pro Bowl
Yeah.
linebacker.
They had
They
a good team.
Quentin Jammer at corner.
Mhm.
They had,
Yeah.
they were really loaded. They just always came up short and lost to usually the Patriots. I mean, that was everyone's Achilles heel at that time.
Yeah.
And still, the Steelers were dominant.
They were playing Marty ball. That was old Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of great teams in Patriots and Steelers and Ravens and Colts, and I mean it was a loaded AFC there for a while, but they were right there.
Well, I will say this: Archie never played in the playoffs, which is crazy to think about. He play a 15-year career and never make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine dealing with this mentally. How do you play 15 years in the league and win 35 games?
Yeah. Never have a winning season. I mean,
After I got the shit kicked out of me, I just I don't want to do this anymore. Like after a decade of it, but I'm out.
He had 2 seasons where he only won 1 game.
yeah.
Oh wow! And back then you weren't getting paid like you were today, so your body's getting destroyed.
Yeah.
You don't always have the finances in order to
Yeah, we're talking about
make it worth it.
most of his career's in the 70s.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
He's not making a lot of dough.
Yeah, I know this isn't the NFL or anything, but at Louisiana high school, they had one class of kids go through football, didn't win a single game in high school football.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I don't know if I know I was there for 1 year in high and we only won one game. But the next year we won 3 and stuff. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. Like going in your senior year and you haven't won a game the first 3 years of your high school career.
Not that long ago, didn't Culver have a giant losing streak?
My 4 years at Culver, we won 3 games.
I know, but I couldn't imagine my whole high school career not winning at least one game.
That would be awful.
Like every time you walk off the field, you lose, and most of the time they got blown out.
Yeah.
Like during this time period, they were playing Centralia and Macon and everybody. Like,
Well, but when you do when stuff like that happens, it gets worse year by year because kids quit going out because
Right.
they're losing.
Yeah,
so
who
it
wants
keeps
to be
getting
part of
worse.
that?
Well, if
yeah,
you're-
it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
well, if you're in junior high and you're an 8th grader, do you want to go be on the team that gets killed by 40?
No,
Or if you're like a little kid going to the games and watching, like I don't want to be out there.
but you stand no chance of ending that streak or turning
Yeah.
the program around if kids quit going out.
Right. Yeah.
That's why if it happens in high school, it's harder because you have to really get someone.
Turn a program.
At least in
around.
college and the NFL you can sign players and do stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
there's a
College-
draft in the NFL. I mean, that's
Right.
really where you change it around. I get better picks than you because my team sucked.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
college you can recruit if you get different coaches and stuff. But
Mhm.
high school, it's
Sometimes in high school, you also just get a batch of kids that sometimes they're just not phenomenal athletes.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it takes a
We are-
class with a lot of really talented athletes to turn things around. It's kind of just luck of the draw if you're a high school coach. You know?
Well, I mean, we're talking about small-time high school. We're not talking about, downtown Chicago or St.
Yeah,
Louis or
right.
Los Angeles
Yeah.
or anything. We're talking about, towns around here with 2, 3, 4,000 people. You take what you get.
Yeah.
You're stuck
Yeah.
with that group of kids.
Yeah.
And sometimes, sports aren't their forte of that group of kids. Maybe it's just
Mhm.
but whatever.
All right. Who has a number 4 left? Wade, what you got?
I actually went with old Cam Jordan,
Oh, okay.
the defensive end currently for
That-
the Saints.
That's also my number 4.
All right, I like it.
he did not make my list.
Mine either.
I always looked at him. So.
Yes.
But he didn't make the list.
He has had a nice career though. I'll give him that.
Yes. Well, I was debating my number 4 spot with him and another Saints player from that played a little bit before him. And when comparing what they accomplished with the Saints, I thought Cam Jordan did more. So I ended up going with Cam Jordan. And he's had a terrific start to his career. And it's not like he's only played a short amount of time. He's played a pretty decent chunk from like 2011 till now, I believe.
This is his 12th year. Yeah.
So yeah, he already has over 100 career sacks. He has handfuls of Pro Bowls. I believe he has 2 second-team All-Pros and 1 first-team All-Pro, like 6 Pro Bowls, I think. Is it 6?
Seven.
Seven?
7, yeah.
7 Pro Bowls. I believe he's already like 26th or 27th all-time in sacks. If he has just a couple decent years, he'll be in top 20 all-time in sacks.
He's on the all 2000s team.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like he's right now, even if you include going forward, could make a good case for him being a Hall of Famer and Mount Rushmore for the Saints. And if you do a little projection, even if he has a couple of down years, he'll probably still limp into the top 20 all time in sacks.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even look Cam Jordan up, so I probably might have put him on my list because I'm sitting here looking at his numbers, going, man, these are impressive.
He's already got 107 career sacks already.
107, yeah.
He's already.
And
he's-
1 defensive touchdown. So, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
get out of here!
So I thought, whatever it was, 6, 7 Pro Bowls, multiple All Pros, over 100 sacks, already climbing up, the all-time list. He's already within the top 30 all-time in sacks. He'll probably be within the top 20 in the next year or two.
Once you get over the 100 mark, just grabbing like 10 sacks jumps you up the list quickly. Like there's not. I mean, obviously you're not gonna. He would have a ton to go to get to number 1, but I mean, like you can shoot up the list quickly after you're over that 100 mark.
Even if he just has a couple years of just 5, 6 sacks, he's going to be
Yeah.
top 20 all time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty legit player in a franchise that doesn't have necessarily the greatest history of all-time greats. So I thought he was a good number 4 pick.
I agree. That's nice. You anything to add, Ray?
I just, pretty much besides Drew Brees, that's really kind of where you go to with the Saints because I don't really know the team very much. So Cam Jordan just really kind of shot out at me.
He's really popular off the field. He goes on to shows and talks to
Yeah.
much different people.
He routinely goes on the Herd.
Yeah, that's where I've seen him the most, the Herd. And he's actually really really cool guy. He'll sit there and talk about stuff and open up about stuff on the field and players he likes and dislikes and what goes on the field and break stuff down. And he's pretty popular and yeah. So.
All right. Well, I guess I'm the only one with the number 4 left because I don't have either one of these guys. My number 4 is Marquise Colston.
I thought about Marquise.
I thought about him.
Yeah.
He was good. He was good for a while.
Yeah, if I can spell his first name, maybe. All right, I got him. Sorry, I couldn't get him pulled up very quickly. Marquise Colston, receiver. He is not in the Hall of Fame. And he's never made a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro. But he has 9,700 receiving yards, 700 receptions, 72 touchdowns. Earlier we mentioned that him and Breeze are on the all-time combo list. I do believe he's their leader in all 3 categories.
Yeah.
I have to look to make sure
Besides Jimmy Graham, it was Marquise Colston earlier on in Drew Brees' career who was catching passes.
Jimmy wasn't there forever, so I mean, he left after 5-6 years probably. So, I'd say the only thing Jimmy maybe have a chance of would be touchdowns.
Yeah.
All right, so Marquise is their all-time leader in yards. He's their all-time leader in touchdowns. He beats Jimmy Graham by 21.
Ooh.
And he's their all-time leader in catches by almost 200. And in yards, it's by about 2,000. Joe Horn had a nice career there.
Well, if Thomas can get his head out of his ass and stay there for a little bit, he'll probably.
How old is
Yeah.
Michael Thomas now?
I don't know how old he is.
But he's missed like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's missed like the last 2 years.
Being a tard.
He's getting ready to turn 30.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Colston's their all-time leader in all 3 receiving categories. He was Breeze's number 1 weapon for quite a few years there.
Is he really 6'4"?
Yeah, he was big. He's a big receiver.
I don't remember him being that tall.
6'4", 225. He's a big guy.
Wow.
They had a lot of solid receivers back then. They had a nice little group there. They had multiple running backs that would catch the ball. They had Sproles and Reggie and Pierre Thomas and Colson, and they had a little Moore guy that was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
They had a couple different tight ends that caught the ball. They had Stills for a while, who was pretty decent. They just had a lot of quality guys there for a while, and Breeze really spread the ball out to all of them.
I mean, honestly, right now, I don't think they have a terrible one between Thomas, Chris Olave, and Jarvis Landry.
That should be good, but
Those
Yeah.
the problem is
Jameis.
now Breeze is gone.
Yeah.
Jameis is winging it around.
And Alvin Kamara when he's healthy.
Alvin Kamara is very good when he's healthy.
Yeah, he's trying to screw up my fantasy team by not playing. No, Colson came into the league and started off with a bang. I mean, he had 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns his rookie season. Came in second in Rookie of the Year voting. And just, kept it going from there. So, LaDainian Tomlinson was was MVP that year. Who was Rookie of the Year? Who beat him? Oh, Vince Young.
Vince Young's stats are kind of underwhelming, too.
Vince Young's stats suck.
Yeah.
Marcus Colson got robbed of Rookie of the Year.
Good old Vince.
2,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 13 picks. That's Vince Young's stat line.
Did he run around?
He had 500 rushing yards.
But again, since he's a quarterback, if he turned things around in Tennessee and they won a chunk of games, he's going to get all the credit.
Yep. That's all that matters.
That's how it goes.
All right. Sorry. So that's everybody's number 4.
Yep.
So who has a 3?
I do.
Go ahead, Drew.
Jahi Evans, offensive lineman.
He spelled Jahi.
Jahri.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do not have him.
I don't have him.
I do not either.
I'm not sure I know who it is.
I know who he is, but
He's
I
been a
kinda
good lineman
remember
for
a little
the Saints.
he was there for quite a while.
Yeah.
what his picture on Pro Football Reference is with the Packers. But he only played one season with Green Bay, so.
Oh man, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what you got, Drew?
6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. He was on their Super Bowl team, and he's a member of the 2010s All-Football team. So, I mean, that's all basically you can say for a lineman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I have a lineman on my list. It's just
I
not
do
him.
too.
Yep.
You're going to get some support.
Yeah, finally. Finally. Yes. All right. We have anything else to add on Evans, Drew?
nope.
All right. Who else is a number 3?
Me.
Yeah,
Wade, go ahead.
I have Willie Roaf.
He's my
It's also my number 3.
number 3.
That's also my number 3.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Drew just screwed up and put the wrong offensive lineman. That's all that happened.
Yeah, he was an
Beast.
absolute monster of a man.
yes, he was.
An 11-time Pro Bowl selection, 9-time All-Pro, Hall of Famer. Was just an
Drew's like, I don't know who
I
he
never saw him in any of my research.
Out of his 9 All-Pros, 6 of them are first team.
Yeah.
All 90s decade team, all 2000s decade team.
I'm not.
All in all, pretty much what I'm trying to say is he's better than your guy.
Hall of Fame. My guy just retired.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I've never heard of Roaf. I'm being
Willie Roaf?
Never heard of him.
Oh.
Even when I looked stuff up, the greatest Saints of all time, Willie didn't come up.
He's 6'5", 320.
Yeah, he's big.
At least
guy.
on this website, anyway.
That's what it has him listed on here, too.
Like, I remember him playing for the Chiefs too.
Yeah, he played for the
bit.
Chiefs the
Finished
last
his
few
career
years.
at
Yeah, he
the
finished.
Well, yeah, that's his Pro Football Reference pictures.
yeah, it is.
How many years was he in New Orleans?
9.
Yeah,
9 years in New Orleans, 4 years in Kansas City.
yeah, But yeah, I figured 11 Pro Bowls, 9 All Pros is pretty
That
nasty.
works, Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's on 2 all-decade teams. I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Well, Drew, just be prepared to make a deal later.
There you go.
I'm gonna fight it a little bit because it didn't come up when I looked. I know what card I'm gonna pull when we argue about it later, so just wait.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, the Troy Aikman argument. Gotcha.
Oh, jeez.
All right. Who does anybody have a number 3 left?
No.
Nope.
All right, number 2s. My number 2
Yeah.
is Jackson.
Yep.
Yep.
Mine too.
He's
Ricky
mine.
Jackson.
Yep,
Ricky
Ricky.
Jackson.
Ricky Jackson?
Yeah.
He's my number 2 as well.
All right.
All right.
Unanimous?
Yeah. This is what I was talking about earlier.
One of the more underrated players, really.
Yes.
He had 136 sacks.
I know.
And almost 1,200 tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I got to look at these numbers, it's like, holy cow.
And 40 forced fumbles. So, I mean, and he's, like, I had heard of him, but he's not a name that gets thrown around out there a lot as when you talk about, the elite all-time pass rushers or outside linebackers, and man, I think he clearly was. I think he just,
36 sacks is legit.
yeah. I mean,
So he has almost as many sacks as Lawrence Taylor and more tackles.
Yeah.
and more forced fumbles depending on which one we go by, because we got 2 different answers on LT's forced fumbles on that
Yeah,
episode.
that's true.
We got like a 30-some, and then we got like a 52 or something. But I mean, these are all super, super legit.
The only problem is he doesn't have any touchdowns.
Well, I mean,
No touchdowns.
you win some, you lose some.
But yeah, I mean, actually, when one of the things I watched on him, the first thing they said was he was a terrific linebacker, but he was overshadowed by other linebackers. LT and Derek Thomas and
Yeah. Because he's got 6 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pros, but all the All-Pros are second team.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
Here's my thing. This is 3 straight seasons, okay? 12 sacks, 102 tackles. 12 sacks, 124 tackles. 11 sacks, 107 tackles. You just don't see guys do both like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Guys that have 100 tackles are middle linebackers that don't get sacks. And guys that get 12 sacks, double-digit sacks, they get like 50, 60 tackles. They don't get 100.
Yeah.
That's
that's
nuts.
just an.
His rookie season, he had 125 tackles.
Good Lord.
He's a monster, absolute
Mhm.
monster.
Yeah.
But again, He wasn't
played
playing
for the
on
Aints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play for a
that's-
super popular team, so he's just going to get
Killed
overshadowed.
some careers.
Mm-hmm.
Some teams did that to you. Some teams do it today.
Yeah, look at Justin Fields.
Oh my God!
That was pretty quick, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Don't look at me. I didn't say it.
The problem is he has to be quiet because he can't argue it.
Hasn't been ruined yet.
You're right. He's not completely ruined yet. You're right.
I hope they build around him. I like him. I hope they can make a good team around him.
All right. Is that everybody's number 2? Nobody has a 2 left either?
No.
Nope.
So we're all down to number 1,
Yeah.
which everybody's number 1 is Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Drew Brees. So let me ask you guys this before I get into Drew Brees a little bit. Where do you think Drew Brees falls? I'm not talking about you have to give me an exact number, but just like a ballpark, top 3, top 5, top 10, top 20, whatever. Where do you think Drew Brees falls in the all-time QB conversation?
Between 5 and 10.
5 and 10?
Yep, that's
Somewhere
what I say.
between 5 and 10. I don't know exactly where, but somewhere in
I
that.
just am looking for a
I'd
ballpark.
say that's
Yeah.
pretty reasonable.
Very, very terrific quarterback, but I'm not sure he's quite on the level of a handful of other guys, but just a small amount are ahead of him.
Yeah, I could see him being 5 to 10. I don't know. I might extend it out a little bit more. Maybe to 12 or something. I don't know.
Ooh, you really think so?
I'm just trying to say. I'm just running guys through my head right now, and I'm like I said, I didn't research this before I asked. I don't know. Maybe.
I almost have to agree with you, Alex. Like, I almost have to put him, like, in the top 15.
I mean, do you want to go into detail about this real quick? We can.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can
Yeah.
talk about
We
it in
got
a minute.
plenty of time.
Yeah.
Most people's top 3. Now, again, this is just stuff. I'm not even saying mine. Most people you hear, like, on TV and stuff, it's Brady, Montana, and Peyton.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
All
a pretty widely top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have, some old heads that throw in Johnny Unitas. Some people are obsessed with Elway or Brett Favre.
Marino.
Marino, big stat, no win guy.
What about Favre
Favre. The guys that love winning will throw Aikman in there.
or Bradshaw?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Bree, and you got Breeze. You got Jim.
Nick Wright would throw Mahomes in there.
No, he would. he
really would. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we've already listed 8 or 9 guys. Still got Jim Kelly. You still got
Steve Young.
Ben Roethlisberger, Terry Bradshaw. There's a lot of.
So I'm
guys.
saying it's easy to get to 10 without Breeze. I'm not saying he's not top 10. I'm just saying you could do it. That's why I said I'm leaning more maybe like 8 to 12 than I am 5 to 10.
The one thing that hurts him is he doesn't have an MVP.
no MVPs. Yeah.
And in this league now, when the quarterbacks get it every year.
Well, I can hear people in my head right now saying, "Well, he just put up big stats and never won. He just put up big stat. Because most of his huge number years, they've finished below 500.
Yeah.
But he was throwing for 5,000 yards that year.
Yeah.
But their most relevant period in franchise history revolves around him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the Saints have been relevant pretty much since he came there till about now or a couple years ago. And he made them relevant. He brought them to a Super Bowl and, has their only ring. He's really high up on some of the records. And some of that has to do with the era he played in, but I don't know. He was very good.
Yeah, I agree. All right, he's a 13-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro. Again, he played with Manning and Brady and those guys at the same time. He has 1 Super Bowl, a Super Bowl MVP. He has 2 Offensive Player of the Years. He has a Comeback Player of the Year. He gets credited with ruining Nick Saban's coaching career. And he was also he just seemed like he was a really good dude.
You get that feeling. I mean,
He did a lot. He did a lot for Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, he did.
He did a lot with the community, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a really good dude. Just to be.
Yeah, I know. I always like to throw that he seems to be in there a lot of times because some of these guys are just good at hiding who they are from us. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, some of this stuff was when I was really, really young, so maybe I just don't remember it. But like Shannon Sharp went on this big thing the other day about how big a piece of shit Brett Favre is, and he was how he's always been a piece of shit, even before he was stealing welfare money from the state of Mississippi or whatever he's accused of doing right now, and everything. And like, for me, when he started talking about it, I was kind of like, really, Brett Favre, really? Like, I was like, I'm not saying like I know him and think he's a great person. I just don't attach being a piece of crap to Brett Favre either. It was always just kind of like, you know, he's a good quarterback. He's a gunslinger. He's kind of a redneck. You know,
had that fun personality. Jumped around and celebrated everything and joked around with everybody and had fun.
Yeah.
And then there's been a lot of stuff that's come out about him over the past 15 years.
Like Shannon Sharp brought up, he was addicted to Vicodin for a while, and I was like, does that really make? I mean, like, I'm not saying it's good, but I mean, does that really make you a terrible person? I don't know. Like,
he had that scandal while he was playing too with that woman.
He sent a dick pic to a massage therapist or something. Is it?
I think he was kind of harassing her and kind of trying too hard while he was married, and it was
But
I don't know.
Hey, dude. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying I feel like some of these guys are better hiding it than others.
I wonder if Deshaun Watson's here and he only did it to one.
Yeah. But anyway, Drew Brees led the league in pass attempts 4 times. He led the league in completion percentage 6 times. He led the league in yards 7 times. He led the league in touchdowns 4 times. He led the league in interceptions once. So that's some pretty impressive numbers.
Most definitely.
He threw for 5,000 yards 5 times in his career. I don't know if anybody else has done that. Wade, how many times Peyton threw for 5,000 yards?
Just once or twice.
Yeah. He's got to be the record holder, right, Breeze?
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
By far. I mean, Peyton has.
Yeah. I think so.
I'm trying to think if anyone else even has multiple.
How many does Stafford have? I thought Stafford did it more than once, maybe.
Maybe. Has Brady done it more than once? Did Brady get over 5,000 last year?
No.
I don't think he did.
It was
I think
like
it was
48
or something.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see, like, Peyton's done it once. Brady's done it a bunch of times. Brady's done it. He said Stafford did it. Marino did it. There's a couple. I know guys that got really close. I can't remember if they actually got over the hump. Herbert did it last year, I think.
I got it. I got the list here. Dan Marino, Drew Brees 5 times. Tom Brady's done it twice. Matthew Stafford has only done it once, so I was wrong. Peyton Manning once. Ben Roethlisberger did it once. Patrick Mahomes has done it once. Jameis Winston did it once. And Justin Herbert did it once. But Justin Herbert did it with 17 games.
Oh, true that.
And so did Tom Brady once. So apparently he did do it last year, Drew. We were wrong. All right. Well, that is all of our Saints, and we have 2 guys that were unanimous, and Drew Brees, so he's automatically on, and Ricky Jackson is automatically on. So now we just got to get Drew to come to his senses, and we can have a third and Willie Roaf, and then we can try and figure out who our last guy is.
My homie's got a ring.
I knew it.
Ours has a Hall of Fame ring.
Yeah, that's right.
Mine's not eligible, I don't think, yet.
When did Evans retire? Evans retired after 2017, so you'd be right. He's not eligible yet. Well, he'd been eligible this year, wouldn't he?
Yeah, should have been 5 years would be this year.
And this was a weak-ass year, and he didn't make it. Didn't Roaf, double as all pros? Do we have to keep layering this on, Drew?
Yeah, it's like 9 to 5, I think. 9.
Yeah, that's fine. Put Roaf on.
Are you sure we don't want to razz you too hard?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
All right, so that brings us down to 3 guys: Archie Manning, Cameron Jordan, and Marquise Colston.
Who had Colston again?
Me.
So who's got the Mannings?
Drew and I.
Yeah.
Who's got the Jordans?
You and me.
Well, Alex, you want to go with your turn this week?
Yeah, I could do that. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Mr. Vote for the
Yeah,
winner.
we can take Colson off, and I'll vote on the other two.
All right.
There we go.
Really cutting down episode time, guys. We're just going straight to it.
Meat and potatoes.
I like it. Who you got? Who you got?
All right. Well,
Here's a question: are the tides turning for Wade? It's gonna be. What is? I go back to the losing streak.
Wait, I feel like you're on my team on this week, so you might get dicked.
We'll see. You're usually the one that dicks me.
Well, I feel like we're gonna get dicked because I'm on your team. So yeah. So in hindsight,
Alright.
yeah, I'm dicking you.
Let's just quit saying dick.
guys,
on
I was
this
gonna say we
podcast.
shouldn't say dick this many times.
Uh,
Anyway, I've got my pick,
all right, here we got.
and the
That's it.
fourth member of our Saints Mount Rushmore is Cameron Jordan.
Dang it.
I will say, guys, like I said earlier, RG Manning was my number 5. Like, he narrowly missed making my list. But I didn't even look up Cameron Jordan. And when we were sitting here looking at his numbers, I was like, damn, these are impressive. So I went with Cameron Jordan.
Good deal.
So in review, our Mount Rushmore for the Indianapolis. The New Orleans Saints are as follows. Quarterback, Drew Brees. Linebacker, Ricky Jackson. Tackle, Willie Rofe. And defensive end, Cameron Jordan. So when was the last time we had a current player make a list? Aaron Rodgers?
Texans, J.J. Watt.
Oh, yeah, he is still playing, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. He played one game last year, and he hasn't
Yeah.
played yet this year. But, hey,
He's active.
He's active.
He's active.
Yeah.
Not on the active roster.
All right, guys. Shall we move on to trivia?
Certainly.
And that will wrap up our Saints portion of this edition, of this episode. Jeez, I can't talk. And we will move into trivia. Drew, are you ready?
All right. What year was the last time? I'm trying to figure out how to word this. All right. I'm looking for a year in the question. So, when was the last time there was 2 ties in the first 2 weeks of the NFL? What year?
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
Well, I guess I'm picking a year.
I picked a year.
All right. Yeah.
I got to guess.
Yep, I'm in.
I said 2017.
Okay.
I said 71. I went way back.
Put 2016.
Okay.
And I said 2008.
73.
Oh.
Ooh, I was close.
Yeah.
All right. Who would like to go next? Oh.
I will. I got one ready to go. Who was the last team to win the Super Bowl while also leading the league in both scoring offense and defense?
Oh. Trying to think of a team that was really good on both sides of the ball.
I got to guess.
All right, I got to guess.
I've not been able to think recently.
It's a Sammy Watkins sighting there.
Okay.
He'll be on the IR soon.
Is that everybody?
Yeah.
I put the Patriots.
I said the Pats.
Cowboys.
Patriots.
It's the 1996 Green Bay Packers.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So, Brett Favre.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Want to do yours?
I can
or-
go.
Okay.
All right. Saints came in to be in 1967, and they eventually played in the Superdome. Where did they initially play?
Like, you want to name a stadium?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
At the original stadium.
Where they played until the Superdome was built.
I wrote something down.
Me too.
Ooh, Emma just said it's starting to storm pretty bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, I put Georgia Dome.
Louis Armstrong Dome.
RCA Dome.
And I just said LSU.
Tulane Stadium.
All right. The Green Wave.
All right, who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
Well, Alberta brought up Marquise Colston. And I saw something that interested me earlier when I was looking stuff up. I thought of Uncle Doug. But yes, I was... If you can get this one, Uncle Doug, you're the college master.
Oh, boy.
What college did Marquise Colston attend?
I have no idea. I didn't even pay any attention to it on when I had his page up.
You got me this time, Wade.
Got to guess.
I got to guess, but I'm not the least bit confident.
All right, I got my guess. Everybody?
Yep.
Go for it.
I said Louisiana Tech.
But Jackson State.
I said Northeast Louisiana.
And I picked everybody's favorite team, Kansas.
Pronounced it Hofstra.
Oh, Hofstra. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw that and I said, if Uncle Doug knows this one, I swear to God.
All right, does that leave me?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, here's my question. Who was the first New Orleans Saint to ever be named to a Pro Bowl?
I'm going to try this one.
Well, I know he has one, so let's just go with him.
Yeah.
I got to guess.
I guess.
All right, I got one.
All right, what you got, guys?
But Archie.
I said Ricky Jackson.
I said Drew Brees.
It is Chuck Muncie.
Whatever.
He was in 1979. He ran for 1,200 yards and was named most valuable player of the Pro Bowl.
Oh, wow. Way to go, dude.
So did we just give out 0 points this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 points.
All right. Well, the after not giving out any tallies, the stats are still as follows: Drew with 26, Wade with 24, Uncle Doug with 19, Alex with 10, the guest with 6, and Ray with 4.
Yeah.
And that we appreciate you tuning in for our New Orleans Saints episode, and we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our Falcons episode.
Sure.
Yeah, Falcons episode.
Sure.
You're so bad at the end of these episodes.
Yeah, no kidding.
We got up our game on our outros.
And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.